Okay, well,
He's
yeah,
right there.
I think I'd probably have to.
Because he
agree
can have
with you.
decent dribbling, he can have higher finishing, maybe not higher finishing than them because the other guys just kind of their key abilities are offense awareness and finishing. So Michael Owen can
Yeah,
be way faster while having a decent balance and dribbling.
yeah. Just to kind of switch it up a bit, right? We'll go
Yeah.
with a couple of centre backs and full backs, maybe, right? So I'll drag down a couple here just to kind of get through them.
From that bottom line, I would put Dennis Irwin as a GOAT. I would put Beckham Power as a GOAT. I would put Law. Look, man, Law is better than Andy Cole, is better than Dwayne York. Considering the legends we got, I think Beckham Power stands out of all of them. And then you got Maldini,
Yeah.
Sol Campbell. It was weird. I don't know if I trained him a little bit weirdly, but
No, I
was
agree.
never
I'd
happy
probably
with
put
him.
Good.
Yeah, I would put Sol Campbell a good. Puyol is very short, but high defensive awareness, most of the abilities. So I would put. I mean, he's not better than Beckham Power and Maldini. So I would say amazing, maybe, or good.
Yeah.
Between those two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beckham
I would
definitely.
probably put him low. Yeah, low, amazing.
Yeah.
Probably put him like around.
I feel like it's no ID with Cafu. I even
Yeah.
trained him with like 90 dribbling type position. It just feels like I'm controlling a 70 rated player. So for me, I'll just put him average, to be honest.
Yeah.
As much as I like
Yeah,
him.
no,
in
I
real
think
life.
apart from his pass, like his passing, I think you
Yeah.
are giving up a lot.
Yeah,
I
but
would
sometimes if you can reach a good zone to make that pass, it would be pointless.
Yeah. What about Guardiola and Becks? Right, I think Beckham is probably GOAT. Like he's probably lower on the
I
list,
agree.
I would say, than the rest of them.
Yeah.
But I think we kind of have to put him there because he's one of the most unique players
Yeah,
in the game.
in terms of speed, control, defensive ability, he's got good skills. It's difficult to make him your main your main DMF like Kante kind of type. So in that way, I don't know, good or average. What do you think?
I'd probably put him in line with Cafu, maybe on the average line there.
Indeed.
That he's top of the average pile. I think. Who do you hate coming up against more? Who do you fear more when you're coming up against? Because I definitely fear Oliver Kahn when I see.
To be fair, if I'm on elite, they can have 1,000 rated goalkeeper. It's not. the things only fucking start. Excuse my language. When I can see the goal most of the time, and it's not conspiracy, but let's not get into that. I would say. I remember screaming Peter Pan more. In a way that I'm thinking, he is not that good. Is carrying this guy. That is the sentence I say a lot. So I guess he is good.
Okay. And we put Oliver Kahn maybe top of the amazing.
Top
pile?
of the amazing, yeah, because and we'll put Casillas average
Top of the
or
good?
good. Yeah, good.
Yeah. For me, Torres, I would put him good. I was very disappointed with Torres. He's got all the stats, but he just never does it for me.
Yeah.
I would probably put Van Basten in top of the good pile as well.
This is the
I know
Fox in the
he's
Box
amazing.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably put him in there. I just don't think he does it either. I've never really come up against him.
I'm
and
with
I would
you.
also, controversial, I know, but I would also put Bergkamp in the good pile because I just think that the game doesn't really suit his play style, and it doesn't really suit a deep line forward unless you have a very particular, we're talking about the average player here, like the average rating. Like I could use Collar and he could be a GOAT for me, more so than any of these players, but we're trying to keep it fair.
I think Dennis only gets used by people who are a fan, as if I'm using Totti.
Yeah, exactly. You're using him as your
The
favorite.
majority, I would say, they probably put Dennis as average or even a thumb down based on who works in the game.
Exactly. And then I would also, just to round that off, to leave you with some of the kind of exciting ones, I would probably put Batistuta in the same kind of category. I'd put him right beside Collar. And I'd also put Figo into amazing as well. I really like
agree.
Figo.
Yeah, Figo.
So,
especially that he can play SS, AMF.
where are you going to put Ronaldinho? I'll call out a few players and you kind of just to finish up this video. Where are you going to put Ronaldinho, R10?
I think with Ronaldinho, considering what other players we have, because we're talking about making a squad, but with legends, that's what's about. It could be amazing for you. But if you're the type of player who just like to run, play static, I'm not saying that as an insult. It's just a style of play. Most people just like to tap, pass, run, nothing to like simplifying it in that way. So it depends how you like to play. If you like dribbling, obviously it's a Ronaldinho, I would say amazing. Beyond that, I would say good, to be honest, because this is not a real life football, so we have to be fair.
Would you put him in line with
what's in the
Zico?
game.
kind of as a.
I would say he's better than Zico, considering certain abilities he's got. So because in my opinion, he's better than Zico. That way, we have to put him amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have no complaints with that.
Yeah.
What about then, for using that same logic? What about Maradona? Where would you put Maradona? He kind of falls through the cracks as well, especially this card. I think the legend cards.
Yeah.
I don't
think
know.
This was the youngest card. In a way, he was slightly better than the prime one, but I mean, he's better than all these strikers we put at amazing, to be honest, considering dribbling. But kind of same thing with Ronaldinho, considering his playing style. He's not going to be like your elusive striker, so I would put amazing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Del Piero?
Del Piero, he's not better than Karl-Heinz. He's not better than Cruyff. Has to be amazing, but I would say like at the top of amazing in my opinion, because this one is a goal poacher, I believe.
Yeah, this card is.
Yeah.
So will we leave him there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't really have any complaints. I haven't used Del Piero that much, but
I've used him a lot. Yeah.
Card is an insane card. Like that card is insane.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna pop one of my favorite players? I would say to use, which is Matthaus. Where would you put him?
GOAT.
Would you put him amazing?
I would put him GOAT, man.
Would you put him GOAT?
Without a second thought. I believe this one's box to box as well. Like, forget it. No matter how you train him, this guy is like some sort of special Konami juice, like Pedri we have. You know what I mean? He's just everywhere. I defend, he's there. I attack, he's there to make that pass. I do a cutback, he's there to tap in. So, and against me as well, not just for me.
For the last few years. He's insane. Putting a similar player, then you would have probably, well, not similar players, but similar position. You'd have Pirlo, like a deep sitting Pirlo and Xabi Alonso. Would you put either of those into the GOAT, or were they both? Are they amazing, or where would you put them?
I think this Pirlo card, I believe for the Pirlo card, which is ridiculous good, can have 80 speed and 80 acceleration. So having somebody,
very good.
Having somebody already have good passing, dribbling on and off the ball, running with the ball at full speed as well. To me, it's like sort of GOAT, but very different from Matthaus, because he's an orchestrator. So it definitely goes there. Like if I was to make a squad right now, I'm going with Romario, Patrick Vieira, Maldini, Beckenbauer, left back. I mean, Dennis Irwin can play left back and right back. I've got Michael Owen, possible super sub. I've got Beckham there, and I've got my solid orchestrator and box to box. So this was it's all about.
Yeah. What about Alonso then? Would you put Alonso below Pirlo?
I think because of his speed, it's kind of a tall Xavi, if you know what I mean. I believe one of them can be a little bit better in terms of tight position and balance, so I would just put him beside Xavi, really. He's just a tall Xavi. In terms of, we're judging it based on what works in the game, not real life, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're probably going to put Romaneggi into GOAT category.
Definitely, without a second thought.
Yeah.
I would put him right beside Romario in terms of strikers,
Yeah. I'll put Irwin beside Carlos. We can swap this around anyway. This isn't as important once they're in the GOAT category. What about Cruyff? Would you stick him in to that same kind of category?
I would put him in Cruyff because he's a whole player as well. Like, considering he's going to be your best attacking midfielder, really.
Yeah, and he's amazing as well.
Can play CF as well.
We've the final five, right? So I'm going to just pick two, and then I'll leave the rest of them to you, okay? And I'll leave you Totti as well. I'm going to put Nedved. I was actually disappointed with Nedved this year. I think with the way the gameplay just doesn't... I know he's a...
There's a Roman flank one, which was very different from classic Nedved box to box. So that makes a big difference,
I would probably put him in at like top of the good pile.
I would say so. It's better than most of these midfielders in a sense, but wait, this one is a box to box though. Like, it wouldn't be fair.
Box,
I would... If we have Scholes there, and I don't know, I think it would be a bit unfair at good, because in terms of box-to-box midfield, who's two-footed, who can pass, reasonably can run, dribbling.
Well, I suppose when we have Gilberto Silva there as well, it kind of puts...
Very different player from Gilberto, because that's your like solid DMF, but in terms of box, he's not better than Matthaus, for instance, but I would say better than some of the players we put at good, so it would be fair at amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm not too down on that. And I would probably put, for me personally, because I played with him a lot, I would probably put Iniesta at GOAT as well.
Indeed.
If you play possession and if you're like or one touch,
he's your guy.
Two main things. Yeah, he's the main man. He's like Pedri, and Pedri is one of the best in the game.
Yeah.
So just to round us off, Sepp, right? We have 3 left: Rijkaard, Hullet, and Totti. Where are you putting these 3 boys? And maybe leave Totti to last, because I know he's personal.
Yeah, I'll make this simple. Hullet, GOAT, for reason being we're limited. It's a legend card only. He can be your CF if you want to avoid classic 10. He can be. This version actually plays centre back as well, I believe. So all depends how you train him. But he's your game changer in terms of if you use him as a CMF or as a striker as well. If you want somebody better than Kohler in terms of technique. Orchestrator, Rickard. I call him Richard.
Richard Harty.
I would say in terms of technique, orchestrator, we've got Pirlo. He's not better than Pirlo, but in terms of height, make him better than Pirlo. So I'd put him at amazing. Yeah, he's not better than Patrick Vieira, and he's not better than Pirlo.
Yeah.
Certainly not better than Mateus. So it's kind of, But I would say he is much better than Xavi or Alonso or Javi. Is it Xavi?
Yeah.
Xavi, Alonso, and Javi.
Yeah. They're both beside each other.
Now, obviously, Totti for me, I have like the best players in the game. Totti starts as my attacking midfielder. So, but based on the game and based on how less people use him in the game, because that's what matters the most. I hardly see people use him, and when I face him, he's not a danger against me. I use him a lot of time. I'm not saying, look at me, I'm that good, I can make Totti my top scorer. But I guess it's like one of those kind of motivational player in your team that you constantly play for him, even though sometimes it could cost you a game. But let's be fair and based him on the game. I would put him average, to be honest. I mean, I'm in pain right now, but yeah. We're talking in the game, but hear me out, though, to finish this off. If we're going to put Totti on average because what works in the game, then Dennis does not deserve to be good. Just my opinion. I'll leave that to you. Because they're kind of personal choice type of players.
Yeah, no, I think based on that, I would probably put Collar down right beside him, because we have our 2 personal favorite players there.
Yeah.
I love playing with Collar, the Anaconda, but he cost me games. Like, I'm always thinking, if I had Romario there, it's 2-0 and game over. And instead I go up and concede a goal. I would probably say Dennis Irwin, you were saying as well, would you bring him to kind of top of the pile of amazing?
Yeah.
I would probably put Carlos down there as well if I'm going to put Dennis Irwin. Carlos is a bit of a liability left back.
Irwin can be more defensive in a way, because he can play left back, right back as well.
Yeah, we can put him ahead of him there.
Yeah.
And then I would also probably, as well as that, I think everybody else in the goal category is fine, but I would probably...
Do you think we're fair on Del Piero, though? Do you think he deserves to be GOAT?
I'd leave that up to you, man, because I haven't played with Del Piero.
This one is a goal poacher, right? This one is a goal poacher card.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not faster than Michael Owen, as far as I remember, but he's got better technique than Michael Owen. So I think, considering his legend only, I think he deserves to be in the GOAT category.
Would you swap him with Michael Owen, or would you put him up beside?
I would just add him with the rest of the guys, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then based on the rest of them here, I would probably move down a couple of these guys to like thumbs down, I would say.
I would
because
say so,
you can train.
I like the thumb down section.
Yeah, you can train them. You can train them effectively. There's no doubt about that.
Like, these are players you should avoid, really. Like, if you were making a squad right now, you've got a bunch of legends. If you're starting the game right now, let's say, there are standard card you can buy with GP, probably better than legends.
Yeah, and I do think that, like, there are a couple of players there that are, not that we might have gotten wrong, but I definitely think they are open for debate. But I think most of them are pretty fair across the board.
Yeah, I mean, those of you guys watching, comment up if you disagree with any of these. Tell us why. But remember, you cannot compare any of these players to epics. Or, no. Like, it would be reasonable if you compare these players maybe to players you can buy with GP.